Hello students, welcome to Uma Devi Children Academy. Students, today we are going to discuss about the topic is uses of metal and non-metals, and we are going to discuss one more new topic, that is ions. Right students, so let's start the uses of metal. So many metals are there students. Sodium, potassium, copper, iron, zinc, all are metals, right? So here we are discussing the important metals and their properties. So first is the use of copper and aluminum. Copper and aluminum mixture used to make wire, copper wire. I think you have to see in your house the copper wire also present and aluminum wire also present. So both copper and aluminums are used to make the wire, electrical wires. Students, electrical wires. Why they are used to make electrical wire? Because these are easy to allow electric current and less resistance. Students, it is more easily allow the electric current, and which is the cannot stop. It will flow more easily. It flow electrons are more flow more easily. So it is less resistance. Right students, uses of iron. Mixture of iron, copper, aluminums are used to make household utensils and factory equipments. The mixture of the iron, copper, aluminum, these all these things. I think in your house you have to see the copper vessels are there. Sorry, in your house the iron buckets are there. The iron buckets and iron some other equipments are there. In her iron doors, iron windows are there, and the copper glass and the aluminum some the utensils are there, like this students. So these all these three mixtures are used to make the factory equipment also, right students. So uses of zinc. So zinc is used in galvanization of iron. So what is the galvanization? Galvanization means, students, look at here, galvanization means, for example, this is iron, right? So irons are kept into open atmosphere, it is going to be rust. Already we are discussed in the previous chapter. So these irons are coated with or painted with zinc. These irons are coated by zinc. That is we call it the galvanization process, right? Where it is used the galvanization process? The galvanization process are used in the making ship equipments, right? Making ship equipments, restaurants. So the whatever the ships are there, the ships, the every times it present the ship is present always, it present in the river or sea, it present here. So every time present, so the waters are react with the metal going to be rust. So if we stop to resist this resistance, so resist this rusting. So if this metal, if you are coated with the zinc, if you are coated with zinc, the boat is coated with zinc, then this process we call as a galvanization process, right students? Okay, next, uses of chromium. Chromium nickels are used for electroplating, manufacture of stainless steel. So it is used in the electroplating, the chromium and the nickels which are used in the electroplating, students. The electroplating means, students, it is the one of the process, the one metals are coated with the another metals. One metal over its surface coated with the another metal with the help of electrical energy, called as the electroplating, right students? And manufacture of stainless steel material. The stainless steel in which also these two metals are used here, right students? Next, uses of aluminum. Aluminum, nowadays you have seen the aluminums in your household, right? So the aluminums are used in the making the cover of medicine, right? What are the medicines cover? Is the medicine cover is medicine cover is made by the aluminum foil, right students? Aluminum foil, and the aluminum foil used in the packing the cigarettes, packing cigarette packet. Whenever you see the cigarette packets inside is coated with the aluminum, right? And the aluminum, it also used in the food packing, also used in food packing material, right students? Okay, so next is the uses of non-metal students. Uses of the non-metals. So the uses of non-metal is, the first one is the uses of hydrogen. Hydrogenation, so it is used in the hydrogenation of the vegetable oils to make vegetable ghee, right students? So what are the hydrogen is there, the hydrogens are used in the hydrogenation process. The hydrogenation process means what are the vegetable oils are available, that vegetable oils in which if we are passing the hydrogen gas, vegetable oils in which if you are passing the hydrogen gas, the oil is there, here where is the oil, so in which in this oil we are passing the hydrogen gas. When we pass hydrogen gas, this vegetable oils turns into vegetable ghee, it turns into vegetable ghee, right students? This is we call it the hydrogenation process, right students? Okay, uses of carbon. Carbon as a graphite used as a electrode, electrolytic cells. So what is electrolytic cells means, the it is the here in which we are using the any electrolysis process students. If the beaker I am using here, in this beaker I am using the some solution like NaCl, right? I want to the liquid NaCl, this is the liquid NaCl, right student? This is the liquid NaCl. In this method I want to separate the sodium and chlorine from this solution, so that's why I am using here a type of metal, rod I am using. That is the metal, the which metal rod, the graphite metal rods are using, that is we call as the electrode. This is we call as the electrodes, right? These two we call as electrodes. So electrodes are used in the electrolytic cells, right? So what are the figure I made here, this is the figure in which we are dipped the two electrodes. So this process we called as a this is we called as electrolytic cell, right? The electrolytic cell in which we are using the two rod. This rod is made from graphite, that is we call as the electrodes, right students? Okay, nitrogen used in manufacture of ammonia. Nitrogen gas is used in the manufacture of ammonia and fertilizers. So students, the nitrogens are used for making the ammonia. Nitrogens are used to making the fertilizers like ammonium nitrate, ammonium sulfate, right? So that's why it is the used as a ammonia and fertilizer. Look at here the example I will give students. The nitrogen react with the three hydrogens to form two NH3. This is we called as a ammonia. This is we called ammonia, right students? Similarly, if you are using the ammonium nitrate, this is the type of fertilizers, or you may use the NH4 to SO4 ammonium sulfate, this is a type of fertilizers, right students? So next is the how do metal and non-metals are react. Metal atom lose electron to form positive ions called as cations. Already we discussed in the previous chapter. Non-metal gain electron. Gain means accept electrons to form negative ions called as a cations. Right? So it means the metal always donate electrons to form positive charge. Non-metal always gain electron to form negative charge. So question arises in our mind, why metals lose electron and non-metals gain electrons? Right, students? The question arises in each and every student's mind, why the metal lose electrons and why the non-metals gain electrons. Why the metal lose electron and non-metals are gain electrons? The answer is every element try to stabilize themselves by losing or gaining electrons. So what are the metal atoms are there? Metal atom, many metal atoms, right? Not all, few metal atoms are more reactive, are more reactive, are more reactive, right? They are more reactive. To decrease the reactivity, they want to lose electrons, right students? Many metals are more reactive. To decrease the reactivity, they are lose electrons, right? In the atmosphere, whatever species are there, all the species, they are want to stabilize themselves, they want to reduce their energy, they want to reduce their reactivity. Every element in periodic table, what are the one elements are there? 118 elements, in which the most of the elements, they want to reduce their reactivity. That purpose, some species which lose electrons, and some species are gain electrons, right? Every element, they are stabilized, that's why they are lose or gain electrons. How they are, we will discuss briefly in this topic, in this chapter only we are discussing, students. So when metals lose, non-metals gain electrons, then the strong electrostatic force of attraction develop between the metal and non-metals. Because metal is lose electron to develop positive charge, non-metal is negative charge. It means the attraction between the positive and negative charge we call as the electrostatic force of attraction. Always positive charge attracted to the negative charge attracted to the positive charge. Right? So electrostatic force of attraction between the two oppositely charged ions, hold them together, always the positive charge always attracted to the negative charge, always attracted to the positive charge, right friends? So small separate the molecule like the water contain only the three atoms, and the ions which contain the millions of atoms, right? If you are using the small 1 mole of water which contain only three atoms, that is 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. If you use the same amount of the one ion crystal we use, in these ions, the how many ions are exist? The millions of ions are exist. Millions of positive ions, millions of negative ions are present here. Okay students, the next is the noble gas or 18 group of element. Why we discuss this noble gas, students? Because the scientists were conclude that metals are lose electron, non-metals are gain electrons. They are concluded with the help of these noble gases, and we will understand why noble gases are lose electrons, why no, sorry friends, why metals are lose electrons, and why non-metals are gain electrons. We will better understand with the help of this topic, that is noble gases, right friends? So why these we called as a noble gas? Because these elements which have some special characters in the periodic tables. Special character. What special characters? These elements cannot show any kind of chemical reactivity. It means these elements which cannot show, cannot bond with some other element. That's why this is a special character. That's why it is called as a noble gas or 18 group of element. 18 group is the last group in the periodic table. So what are the noble gas? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These all are the noble gases, students. Right. So let's see what are these property. The 18 group of element do not combine and do not react with other element and do not form any kind of compounds. Right students, 18 group of element do not combine with other species, do not combine and do not react and do not form any kind of compounds. For example, students, the hydrogen react with oxygen to form water. This is we call the compound. carbon react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. This is called as the molecules. But these noble gases which are cannot react with any species. They cannot react with any species. For example, if you use the helium try to react with the carbon, there is no product. If you want to try to the neon try to combine with the hydrogen, there is no product, because these are cannot show any chemical reactivity. Why these elements cannot show the any chemical reactivity? Look at here students, answer. Because all the elements outermost either 2 or 8 electrons. These all the elements outermost either 2 electrons or 8 electrons. Helium outermost 2 electrons, neon outermost 8, argon outermost 8, krypton outermost 8, xenon outermost 8, and radon outermost 8. All the element which having the 2 and 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 electron. So that's why scientists were concluded that if any species outermost 2 electron, it is completely stable. Electrons are completely stable. Electrons are always having the less energy. Electrons are the less reactive, so they cannot show any kind of chemical reactivity. Understood students? If any species which having the 8 electrons, 8 electrons means the electrons which are the stable, electrons are the less reactive, electrons are cannot show any chemical bond with the next species. That's why it cannot form any kind of compound, right? Similarly, all these elements which cannot show any kind of chemical compound, because these all are less reactive because of outermost attain the 8 and 2 and 8 electrons. Right students? When 2 electrons are present means the 2 electrons are present in the bonded form, right? Look at here students, I will tell you one thing. The person which having the person is there, this is the one of the person. If this person which have only one hand, if any person is there here, right students, if person which have only one hand, right? Unfortunately, he didn't have his another hand, one hand. So tell me, is this stable or unstable? Right? So this is the unstable, because it is very difficult to make the it is very difficult to work with this one hand, because unstable. If the another person is there, the another person he have the both hand, he have his both hand like this. If he have both hand means he is more stable, he is more easily work, and he is the more stable than this person, right? Like that if any element, so when element in which the 2 electrons are present, it means it is stable. Similarly, here the 8 electrons are present, 2 2 2 2 8 electrons are present, all are the stable, right? If tell me, if any element have a 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 2, so here the 8 electrons and here we have only 7 electrons. So tell me which one is stable? This is the more stable and less reactive. This is unstable and more reactive, right students? So that's why, so these elements which cannot show any kind of chemical reactivity, because they have a 2 and 8 electrons. So element outermost attain 2 or 8 electron to decrease its reactivity. Element outermost 2 electrons means atom have a completely filled atom, in which electrons are completely filled, and this electron neither donate. If electrons are completely filled means they are neither donate nor accept electrons, because it is stable, here. Similarly, element outermost 8 electrons, it means it completely filled. Completely filled means it's neither donate not accept electron because it is stable here, right? So similarly, if any metal donate electron because it stabilize its outermost shell, it stabilizes its outermost valence shell. Valence shell means outermost electron. Stabilize its outermost shell electron to attain 2 or 8. So why metals are donate electron? After the metal, after donation of electron, its outermost attain either 2 electrons or it outermost attain either 8 electrons. If 2 electrons are attained, it is stable. If 8 electrons are present, it is also stable, right students? And if outermost attain 2 and 8 electrons, the metal decreases its reactivity. Reactivity decreases, so it cannot show any kind of chemical reactivity. So that's why metal always want to reduce their reactivity. Metal always want to reduce their reactivity by losing electrons. By losing electrons. After losing electron, it attain 2 or 8 electrons, right students? Okay, look at here students, the group 18. I am shown you here group 18, the helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, right? So these are the shell: K shell, L shell, M shell, N shell, O shell, P shell. So these are the atomic number: helium atomic number 2, neon 10, argon 18, krypton 36, xenon 54, radon 86. So look at students, tell me which one is the outermost electrons of the helium. Helium outermost electron is 2. So it is stable and cannot show any kind of chemical reactivity. Next, neon outermost electron 2. Outermost means last electron present in the outermost shell. This is the shell. The shell in which outermost electron 8. After this 8, there is no electrons here. Mn and Op shell. There is only electron present in the last shell, that is L. So L in which 8 electrons, so it is completely stable. Right students? Argon outermost 8 electron stable. Krypton outermost 8 electrons stable. Xenon outermost 8 electrons stable, and radon outermost 8 electron, it is also stable. Right students? Okay students, here if any non-metal accept electrons because it stabilize outermost 8 or 2 or 8 electrons, it stabilize outermost 2 or 8 electrons, right students? So next, this is about the noble gas and some example students. We given the example here, the noble gas the metals and non-metals reactivity explained in terms of noble gases. Now next topic is ions. What is ions? Electrically charged atom called as ions. Electrically charged atom called as ions, right students? So here look at here students, electrically charged means the any atom which having either positive charge or negative charge. Atom A is the kind of atom, it is outermost positive charge, it is electrically charged. Any charge means it is electrically charged. B atom is outermost charge, that is electrically charged. So any atom either it having the positive charge or negative charge, that is we call as the electrically charged atom called as the ions, right? So here the ions are like this here: sodium ion, potassium ion, silver ion, copper ion, manganese, calcium, strontium, neon, iron, copper, aluminum, iron. So fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, oxygen, sulfide, selenium, nitride, and phosphate. Right. So these are the positive ions, right? So these, the first group, I will make column here. You also make column while making the notes students. This is the +1 group because this group which have only the +1 charge, only one charge. This is the +2 group because this group having the +2 charge, all the element have a +2 charge. This third group we call as a +3. These two element outermost have a +3 charge, right students? Similarly the first one here, -1 charge, minus 1. and the second one, all the species having the -2 charge, and third one having the -3 charge, right students? While making the notes, just you have to make here the column, students. This is the +1, this is the +2, and this is the +3. You have to make like this. Understood, students? Okay. Positive ions. So ions are two types: positive and negative ions. Positive ions formed by the loss of electrons, and the negative ions are formed by the gain of electrons. Gain means accept. So let's discuss first one, positive ions. So example of positive ions is sodium. The sodium atomic number 11, it contains 11 electrons. Its electronic configuration is KLM. This is the shell, and the 11 electrons means here the 11 electrons are present here. Atomic number 11, 11 electrons. 2 plus 8, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. These are the 11 students. These are the 11. So in sodium, outermost electron, or you may say valence electrons, M is equal to 1, M shell. Outermost electron present in the M shell, which is M is equal to 1. Look at it, students, M is equal to 1. This is M is equal to 1. This is the outermost electron, M is equal to 1. It is unstable, or sodium is high reactive. So because of this 1 electrons, because here there is no 2 electron. If 2 electron means it is stable, but here the electron present in the +1 form, +1, 1. So 1 is the unstable here, and it is high reactive. So that's why the sodium want to reduce its reactivity. That's why in order to stabilize the sodium must lose 1 electrons. Then it outermost attain L is equal to 8. When if it lost 1 electrons means how many electrons are present in the sodium? Only 8 electrons are present outermost shell. So in order to stabilize the sodium atom, it lose 1 electrons. After 1 electrons, it outermost attain L is equal to 8. This is L is equal to 8, students. Right? This is, and attain the noble gas configuration. If L is equal to 8 means it is similar to the noble gas. Last time we have discussed now. This is last time we have discussed now. In the noble gas, outermost 8 electrons. Right, students? So look at here the reaction. Sodium turns into sodium ion by losing 1 electrons. The sodium KLM shell contain electron 281, that is total electron is 11. If it lose 1 electrons, it means if sodium atom lose 1 electron from its outermost electrons, sorry, it remove its outermost electrons, then if out of 11 1 electron is removed, this is the electrons, then if m electron in which 1 electron is removed means what is left here? 280. It means outermost electron is L is equal to H. So that is the attain the 8 electrons. So it is a noble gas configuration, and it is stable and less reactive. Right, students? So example I given, the sodium turns into sodium ion to 1 electrons. So look at your students, I will give the picture here. Sodium atom. So whatever the dots are there, dots are nothing but a electron, students. Dots are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 electrons. Dots are the electron, students. Right? Okay. Okay, students, what happened here? Here sodium lose 1 electrons. Sodium losing 1 electrons. It means that this electrons. Sodium losing this electron. This electron is removed. This electron is removed. This electron is here. This electron is here. Then look at here, how many electrons are left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 electrons are left. And look at here the outermost electrons. Here the outermost electron, look at here, outermost electron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, just give it. 1, 2. So outermost electron is here. This is the outermost electrons. M is equal to 1. m is equal to 1 here, 1, right? This is the outermost electron, that is m is equal to 1. Now look at here, outermost electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electron, that is L is equal to 8. Right? So this first ring we called as a K, second we called as L, and third one we called as a M. Right, students? So this is about the sodium atom. So let's see one more example, students. The formation of potassium ion. The potassium atomic number is 19. It contains 19 electrons. Electronic configuration of potassium, K means potassium, KLMN shell 28881, that is the 19 electrons. Right, students? The potassium electron is outermost electron present in the N shell, N is equal to 1. This is the N is equal to 1. This outermost N is equal to 1 is unstable, or potassium is high reactive. Potassium N is equal to 1 because of 1 electron. 1 is always unstable. If it attains 1 electron, it is unstable, and potassium is high reactive. In order to attain the potassium stable, it must be lose 1 electrons. After losing 1 electron, it attains the outermost M is equal to 8, and it becomes stable here. So look at here a reaction, K is equal to turns into K plus, remove 1 electron. So KLMN 42881. How many electrons? 19. After losing these electrons here, what is left? 288. Outermost electron is only 8. So it is stable here. Right, students? So this is the today topic, students. If you find any doubt, students, ask me, and please submit all the SCM, students. Please cooperate. Thank you so much.